What's up, guys? It is Ray and Ki-woong. We are the Unscripted Real Artists, and in today's video, we are talking about an Amazon exclusive. Well, I'm not really sure, but it's on Amazon. We're talking about My Name is Cupid. In our last video, we spoke about
a
webtoon
drama.
Exactly. We talked about a webtoon inspired drama. If you haven't already, go check that video out. It'll either be in the eye or in the description box below. Click it, watch it, tell us what you guys think, and if you have tuned into that show. So, Ki-woong is going to break down this show. Okay? Go ahead, Ki-woong.
Hey, so far, I'm pretty sure they have almost all the episodes out, possibly. I'm not sure yet,
Right.
because it is a new show
Mm-hmm.
on Prime. So far, we've only gotten through episode 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And essentially, so we don't know where this is headed right now, as of the recording of this video.
Right.
So, essentially, I'm just going to give you the synopsis based on what they put here on Amazon. It says, star-crossed love story between a love fairy and a human girl. For human and fairies aren't meant to be. When he accidentally shoots himself and falls in love, their fate takes a wrong turn. The two reconnect after centuries of reincarnation, wherever the story leads. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's kind of, from what I've observed, it's kind of like a take on the Eros and Psyche love story.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're familiar with Greek mythology, essentially Eros is Cupid, right? He accidentally shoots himself with an arrow. He sees Psyche, falls in love with her, whatever. He takes Psyche to the realm of the gods, essentially.
Yeah.
And tells her not to look at him at night, right? And they become lovers, whatever. But then Psyche, like a dummy, like in all of these little Greek Greek stories, mythology,
right,
does not listen because she's listening to whomever,
right,
and she pretends to be asleep, sneaks a peek at him, and realizes this whole time this dude was a god, basically.
Yeah.
And that just ruins the whole shebang for her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a take on that. And he's our male lead is not the only love fairy in the show. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all friends, and basically, I guess, for whatever sin that they committed in this
past life,
like 500 years prior to the start of the present day story, whatever sin they committed, because it's clear from how it's written and how it's shown that they committed some kind of grave sin that they're being punished for now. And so they're basically fulfilling their role as these love fairies and shooting people with arrows.
Yeah.
And making people fall in love and all this other stuff. So it's pretty much that whole thing, and mixing that Greek mythology of Cupid along with some of the Eastern elements of love, like the red thread of fate and that kind of thing too.
Right.
So they can see like the red threads of fate, apparently, or at least it's only shown that at least one of them can see the red threads of fate. I would assume that all of them can see the red threads of fate, because why wouldn't you if you're a love fairy? But you know, we'll see what happens with that.
So,
but yeah,
so for this particular season, apparently all 12 episodes are posted up on Amazon. Like right at this moment, it's posted up. So if you want to binge watch, then you could. So far, there's no ratings. There's no low ratings at all on this show.
So it's sorry to interrupt, but it looks like there's supposed to be 16 episodes total.
Okay, so they
So
just posted the first 12.
Almost done.
So they just posted
Yeah.
the first 12 episodes. But this show is like, when I say it is like really good, like it's really good. And this is a show that I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and start watching it. And then I stopped and I said, Hyojin, you need to watch this show. And then we started watching it together. She influenced me to watch the show, and then I was like, it's this show that's been on my watch list for quite some time on Amazon. Watch this show with me. And we both started watching it, just like in the previous video that we did. We were talking about how she had me watch that show and whatever. She was talking about the story and whatever. I was like, oh yeah, we gonna watch it. But it was the same thing for me. I didn't read up on this story, whatever. I just was like, I need something to watch. Let me just try this out. Let me see. I needed a new K-drama to watch. Started watching it. And like within the first couple seconds, I was like, nope, gotta stop. Gotta watch this with Hyojin. But when I tell y'all that it is both like jaw-dropping, it's hilarious, it has its moments where it's just like, dang, I didn't see that coming. But it's right. A lot of moments where it's just like, dang, why this person? Or what is she doing? Like you'll find yourself shouting out like, different stuff.
So and so is doing a lot.
They're doing a lot. Yeah.
And it's so funny because it's really relatable in that regard, where, you know, you might have a crush on someone, and then you're just like, how a lot of people do, they take it to the next level, and it's just like, they're like imagining what it'd be like to marry this person and have kids and all this other stuff. But you've only just met them for the first time, and it's just like, obviously this isn't exactly the case that's happening in the story.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of energy of like taking it to a completely different level than where it is.
Right.
Just because you have a crush and you're doing a lot. And it's just like, you need to chill. You kind of need to chill.
Right. It's like you taking it. It's literally like you're creating a scenario in your head where it's like you're almost trying to convince yourself that like you really want this person. This is the person that you need, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, that may not be the person that you need and that you want in your life. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
Y'all gotta watch this. Like, for real. Like, it's so like a story within a story within a story type of plot. But it all works in perfect harmony because you're looking at past events and what consequences and actions are now like being imprinted on present time, you know, current events and situations, and you're basically trying to figure out how the character is gonna work their way through all of this and try to help people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all the characters so far, it's just really fully developed characters, and that's what I can appreciate. It's very rare that you can find characters where you can be like, oh, I can relate to this person. Or I like this person's dynamic with their friend because this is how me and my friend are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different stuff like that. Or even, like, why does one character have to be said thing? And I can't even spill the beans. You just gotta watch it. And it's like, poor guy, he's always placed in these crazy situations. Like... Yeah, like, all I have to say is, like...
He has the short end of the stick.
Like, all I have to say is, cavity check. And Hyojin knows what I'm talking about. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. A really crazy position
poor
to be
guy, and he's going through it because he has no other choice.
in. None.
Granted, this character we're talking about is a supporting character. He's not the main
He's
character.
not the main character.
Okay, he's not the male lead.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay,
He's not.
but I just feel sorry for the poor guy. He's
I do too.
in the midst of the ghetto. It's so bad.
I feel bad for him too, because it's kind of like you really have no choice but to just roll with the punches because that's your job. Like you don't have any control over.
That's just your role at this point,
right?
You're stuck
but even
playing this role,
right? But even for him, he's in a pickle. You know what I'm saying? Every individual.
Granted, they're all in a pickle.
Yeah,
everybody's in a pickle.
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, like you have on top of the love story plot, you have essentially a series of crimes going on.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like a serial murder thing, but you have that plot line going on. So you have the love plot, that plot going on. So what I'm waiting for is to see how these storylines are connected.
Yeah.
How they're gonna get tied up as far as linking to the two things, because clearly they're related in some way. And I feel like it's related somehow in some way, shape, or form to the past life situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like there's some kind of similarity there.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet because we're only on episode 3.
Right.
But there's clearly a love triangle going on between the male lead, the female lead, and like the secondary male lead. Because there's in a lot of these K-dramas, there's always like there's a lot of them that have like this love triangle situation. Now, and we know that this love triangle is related to something in the past, apparently. This past life situation. So, like, I'm waiting to see how all of these paths converge, because they gotta converge at some point. And if they don't, that's just gonna be like bad writing, because it's gonna be like, why you writing this and writing this and putting this in there if they're not if there's no relation to it, you know?
Right.
How is it? I want to see how they're gonna get all tangled up in this tangled web of a plot. Because, you know, it's got to lead somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that it'll all pan out. I'm praying that it does, because it's a really good show so far, and we're only on episode 3. So we're gonna see, man. If you guys have anything or we missed anything talking about My Man is Cupid, make sure you guys put that info down in the description box. In the comment section below. If you want to catch out our last review, it'll be in the description box below, or in the eye somewhere over our heads in the corner, left or right. We will most likely do a couple more reaction videos. But if you guys want to see that for this particular show, or any show in general, just comment that down below. We will catch you guys in the next video.